Hey guys, welcome back to yet another edition of Good Eats and Barbecue. I'm Gavin, your host. Hope you're having a great day. Hey, so today, let me see what time it is. Oh, let's look at that. It's Smoke 30. Guess what we doing? We smoking a pork butt. That's right. Hey, so I got a 9-pound bone-in pork shoulder I'm going to smoke for you today. Take about 8.5, 9 hours. Rule of thumb is an hour per pound, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to rock out at 220, 230 for this entire cook. I'm running a Pit Boss Competition blend pellet. I love the flavor and smoke this puts out. If you haven't tried it, definitely try it. Definitely remember to sift your pellets. This is what I got, 19 bucks, very cheap, very beneficial. You put your pellets in it, you sift it, gets all the real small pieces out, and it helps get some of the dust out. So it's better for your auger and a hopper to sift your pellets, so make sure you're doing that. Also got my secret spritz, don't see. It's sweet tea. So some people use apple cider vinegar, some people use apple juice. I use sweet tea for all of my pork products. I've never had a problem with it. I actually love it. It works really good. So if you haven't tried sweet tea, give it a shot. So we'll get this cook started. We're going to get it in a pan. We'll get it seasoned up, go from there. Do me a favor, hit like, subscribe, smash that bell down below. Follow me for any cooking videos that I do. Also, you can email me at gavinsbarbecue@gmail.com. Any cooking requests, you got a pellet combination question, a smoker question, anything you want to ask me, I can answer for. If I don't have the answer, I'll get it for you. But that's pretty much it, guys. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Let's get it in the pan, get it seasoned. We'll get this cook started. All right, the rubs we're using is Three Little Pigs Kansas City Championship rub, and we're also going to use the Three Little Pig Touch of Cherry. And I heard these are really good together, so we're going to give this a shot. Now, I'm heavy-handed anyways, but don't be afraid to over-season this. This is a 9-pound pork shoulder, so it can take a lot of seasoning. Now, remember, after you're done, put it in the fridge about a half hour. The colder your pork is, the more smoke it absorbs. So we're done with this. We're going to do our Touch of Cherry, this one right here. Give this a heavy coat here. Make sure you get the sides and get the underneath as well. So we're done that. We're going to give it a pat real quick like this and put it back in the fridge for a half hour. All right, here's our pork shoulder. Got a nice sweat on it. Let's get some sun on it so you can see it. There we go. Sorry, I'm not in the sun. Got a nice real sweat on it. The seasoning's really adhered really good to it. All right, guys, our Pit Boss is right at 220 degrees. We're going to rock this out. Make sure water pan is full. Make sure water pan's full when you start doing this. So we're going to set this right in the middle of the rack right here. Sorry about that glare in the middle of the screen. Then we are going to use an external probe. Usually I don't use a probe, but for the video I'm going to. Make sure you're not touching the bone. Put it right in the center. There you go. Now once this hits 165 degrees, I will take it out and wrap it. We'll bring it back when we do that. But shut this, and I'm not going to touch this for probably 2 hours. I'll bring it back then, and we'll see if it needs a spritz or not. All right, we're about 2 hours in this cook. I just want to show what it looks like. I'm sure the bark is not set yet. The way you tell, you just want to touch it. If the seasoning comes off like this, the bark is not set. Now this thing is still wicked moist from the water pan, so I'm not going to spritz it yet. We're going to keep it at 220. We'll get it shut, and we'll bring it back probably about another hour and a half, 2 hours, and see what it looks like. All right, guys, right now we're about 4 hours in. Things looking really good. Nice bark setup on this. I'm going to give this a spritz quick. Now what I'm using the spritz this with is just a basic sweet tea. That's all I'm using, sweet tea. Here we go. I could have put a little more seasoning in that little crevice there. And we're right at 145, and this reaches about $1.60. We're going to put it in a pan and wrap it and get through the stall. But I'll catch you guys back when we wrap it. Okay, here's our pork shoulder. We're right at 160 degrees. So right there, that's where the stall starts to happen, where it's not going to get really hotter, so we need to help it through the stall. So real simple. Add a couple goodies to it. I'm going to add some little bit of honey to this. Then we're going to put a little brown sugar on top of this. Now we're not going to put any liquid in it because this will, trust me, when this is done, it'll have a ton of liquid through it at the bottom. So we're just going to put some brown sugar. There, that'll work. There we go. That's it. All right, now we're going to get this wrapped up. We'll get it back on the Pit Boss, and we're going to put a probe in it, and we'll pull it when it hits 204. Very simple. So get this wrapped up for you quick. That's it. Let's get this back on the pit boss. Get this cook finished. All right, guys, we got our pork shoulder wrap. We're gonna put this back in here. I'm gonna put my probe back in it. Now make sure you don't go along the bone or touch the bone with the probe. You won't get an accurate reading. So I'm gonna shut this. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm just gonna let it finish the cook. Now once it hits 202, 203, we'll probably pull it out and put it in the cooler. But I will bring you back then when this thing hits 202. All right, it's been about 4.5 hours. My probe inside is reading 203. I'm gonna open this and give it a shot with my my Thermal Pro thermometer. It's nice and tender. It's reading about 202. That one's 203. Now I'll probably let it sit another 5-10 minutes. I'm gonna take it out and put it in a cooler. We'll let that rest for about an hour and get that, but let me shut this. I'll bring you guys back in a minute. All right, guys, so we pulled our pulled pork. It's right at 203 degrees. Before we wrap it, before we put it in the cooler, I do want to show what it looks like. And the reason we put it in a pan. You can see all that juice. This is wicked tender. All that juice we're going to put back into it when we're done. So I'm just going to wrap this back up real quick. I'm going to set it in this cooler. Shut it. All right, so we're gonna come back in about 45 minutes, and that's when we'll shred it. And then I'm gonna put all that juice in a separator. It'll separate all the fat from the au jus. We're gonna put the au jus back into that pulled pork. So I'll be back in about 45 minutes to an hour when we do that. I'll catch you guys in a little bit. All right, pork is done. It sat for about an hour in the cooler. So what we're gonna do first, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna get some of now this is a fat separator. What this is gonna do, this is gonna separate the au jus from the fat, and then we're going to put this back into our pork when we're done. I'm going to let that sit for a minute. I'm going to put the lid on it. Move this over here. All right, here's our pork. Now it's wicked tender. This should come right out. That's how you know you got it done. The meat fell right off the bone, so as you can see, really nice smoke ring. Let's take a piece of this. This is the money muscle. Really nice smoke ring on that. It's wicked hot still, so we're gonna let this sit, and we're gonna grab our claws. We're just gonna take it. It comes right apart. That's what you're looking for right there. Wicked tender. My boy Keenan wants to try this. So I'm gonna take a piece like this. Give that a shot. Let me know what you think of it. I've got a really nice bark on it. See the smoke ring in there? That's pretty much it. I'm gonna give this a shot, a little piece. Time out, man. Time out. That's that good stuff. So, very simple. So, I'll take this. Go move that bone for me, Keenan. Put these pieces in here. Now if you look at it, right here, the fat cap stayed right on the bottom. That's why I'm lifting like, that's all the fat cap we're not gonna use. So I'm gonna start pulling this right off. Now I'm gonna make some pork sandwiches with this, and then Wednesday I'm gonna make some pulled pork chili. So I'm gonna pull this right off here. Now, this is still wicked hot, so I really can't grab it. But that's pretty much it. Now I'm gonna shred this up. All right guys, so I separated all the meat from the fat cap. As you can see, the fat cap's right there. We're not gonna use that. And if you get your bone to pull out just like that, that's how you get your perfect pork. So I'm gonna get this right here. We're gonna use our little ninja claws here. Then we're gonna shred all this up. Just like that. This is that, I'm gonna try one more piece. This is that yummy bark right here, if you can see that. It's really good. So we get this shredded up real quick, just like this. You don't want to pick any of the pieces of the fat out, the big piece that you see. So there you go. Now there's your pulled pork. This will be plenty for pulled pork sliders, anything you want to do. Great for parties, pork tacos, pork sandwiches. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take our barbecue sauce made earlier. This is the barbecue sauce, the Kansas City rub, and our Dr. Pepper. We're gonna put this right into this. Now I did get this recipe from a friend of mine online. His name's a Grill Sergeant. I appreciate Grill Sergeant. It's a great recipe for this barbecue sauce. Give us a mix. And I'm not going to do all of it, but I'm going to put a little bit of the au jus back into this. So you got to mix this up from the bottom. That's with our barbecue sauce. All right, so as you can see, get the fat separated from the au jus. I don't know if you can see it right now, but there's a little line of fat. So all this is good au jus. So I'm putting a little bit of this back in there, and that's pretty much it. Since we did do the barbecue sauce, that's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give this one more quick stir. There you go. There's your pulled pork for anything you want to do with it. So, guys, I greatly appreciate you tuning back in, but I will see you on the next cook. Don't forget, like, subscribe, smash that bell down below.